The aim of these videos will be to demonstrate how you can create a Mendix native app using an existing app and the steps that you sort of follow to actually get it working. Now, I've already got an app here that runs as a web app. So it's a sort of fairly standard app. It's got a bunch of pages. It's got an entity in the domain model. The way that this works is basically an app to sort of show student details and where they live during term time. Now, all this is mock student data, but just to sort of create the app so we can see what it looks like. If I view the app, we've got a sort of front page. We've got the sort of standard list of students and a way to actually create a new student. This one, of course, involves having a map as well, because this was a previous example involving a map. So we've got a kind of map widget that's in use here with the kind of familiar location indicated by a teardrop on the map. So how would we go about turning this into a native mobile app? Now, a native mobile app is one that will run on a mobile device. So obviously we're going to target Android or iOS. For this example, I'm going to create the native mobile app in the same module out of this app. Obviously, you've got different choices. You might create it in a separate module. You might start from scratch, which of course, when you do that, you would go File, create a new app, and you could actually use the native mobile template for a new app. That'll give you lots of features. Whereas what we're going to do here is I'm just going to sort of add those bits and pieces into my pre-existing web app. So let's go through the steps of doing that. Now, if I do a sort of right mouse click over here over my first module and add a page, obviously we've got the familiar sort of responsive web layouts that are available to us, but it's this one in the far right corner, which is the interesting one, native mobile. Now, if I click on that, it'll say no native mobile profile exists. Do you want to create it? Because I'm using a pre-existing web app, it doesn't have any of the native mobile templates, widgets, or anything like that inside it. So if I click yes, you'll see that it's created the profile. So it's given us some bits and pieces in the app that would enable us to create a native mobile app, but we don't actually have any of the templates or anything. So the way to do this is to go into the marketplace, and if we search for Atlas native, hopefully what we can find is the Atlas native content. So if I double tap on that, I can download it and I can add it into my existing app, into the module. So now, with a bit of luck, if I do a right mouse click just to demonstrate that that's working correctly, if I go add page, now you can see we've got lots of templates that are available to us to use on the mobile platform. So I'm just going to cancel this for the moment. And let's go back into here. So let's close some of these down so we don't get confused. So I'm going to delete that page because I don't need it. Okay, so I'm going to create a native mobile app, and I've added in the templates that we'll be able to use. I've noticed that two of the things that we've got a couple of errors here, so we'll deal with those in a second. Let's actually create our front page. Now there are lots of pages available, lots of templates available. We could pick any of these things that we want to use as a front page. I'm going to pick a blank page and I'm going to call it home native to maintain the kind of styling that we are using over here. So we've all got home_web, home_native, and I'll click on OK, and here it is. Now you can see it's not got the same styling that we have for our home web page, which looks like that. It's obviously got a different shape, sort of long, thin. It's got a header bar at the top, and it'll have a sort of footer bar at the bottom. Now we will have some error messages here, so let's have a quick look at those error messages. It says select a default home page, and it says the NanoFlow Commons version that we're using isn't the up-to-date version that we need for this version of Mendix. Let's head over to the marketplace, and if I simply type NanoFlow and quit, there it is, NanoFlow Commons. I can just simply double tap and I can download that and import it. There we are, that's good. The number of errors has gone down to 1. So I've updated the NanoFlow Commons, but the other thing I need to do is this error here. And it says select a default home page for this profile in the navigation document. So this is a great opportunity to talk about navigation. So in our native web app, when we oh, of course I've got errors, so I can't demonstrate it. We've got the familiar sort of navigation bar on the left-hand side. For a native mobile app, navigation will be at the bottom of the screen. To configure that, this is what this error message is basically all telling us about. We have to go into the app settings over here where it says navigation. Now, because I've added the native mobile profile, I've now got a new tab. This is the one for the responsive web app, and you can see these correspond to the 3 things that we would expect: home, student, map. Those come from the app that we've currently built. But at the top I've got native mobile, and if I tap on that, what we should find is that we've got nothing set here. So we have to set the default homepage for our native mobile app. So I'm just going to select that, and we can pick the home native page like that. Now there will be one other thing that we need to do, and I'll demonstrate that in a moment. For Mendix native mobile apps, what we have is we have a default page, but we'll also have icons and text at the bottom of the page in a panel that runs across the bottom of the native app. So I'm just going to add that into the bottom bar, and I'm going to say something like, let's have something like this, traditional like home. Let's add a home icon. And then we say, which page is it going to be? Well, it's going to be the home native page. And if we do that, hopefully all the errors have gone away.